I was born in a small town in Nebraska named Mitchell, and that was in 1931. At that point in time, it was also the Depression, which affected everyone. And that being in place, it was very difficult for families to make a go of it. However, our two families sort of joining together, which made everything a little more easy for us. Even though we went through all of that, the family itself, as we pulled together for the good times, the women all played piano, and my dad played drums in a dance band, and that's where I first became very interested in music. One of my fondest memories was the fact that my mother taught me how to dance when I was in the 7th grade, and it just seemed to fit, and I certainly enjoyed going to our fairgrounds where we had the big bands coming through as I grew up through high school, and it was wonderful to see all of the big bands. They were on their summer excursion throughout the entire country, and the very last one for the summer was always Lawrence Welk. And so this was a lot of fun because Lawrence would arrive on Friday late afternoon, and the band slept in a small hotel in my little town of Mitchell. And it was very interesting in that the next morning Lawrence would be on our sidewalk. We only had one main street, and Lawrence would be on the sidewalk walking up and down, talking to people and handing them a pencil. And so the whole community got to know him in person when we were very young. And so that made a huge difference in my life because big band music was what I really enjoyed. And I danced to it a great deal in high school. And with Lawrence, one other thing that would happen, you could be dancing with your lady friend, and in those days you danced in a large oval inside of a large building, and Lawrence would pick somebody out and hand them the baton. You get up on the stage, you direct the band, he dances with your girlfriend. I graduated from high school. Just prior, my father was very interested in my joining the Navy. He was in the Navy during World War II and spent a tremendous amount of time in the South Pacific. That was a way for me to earn my own living and also to get an education. I wanted to go to college, so I went to Fresno State, and there I studied industrial education, and at the same time I got into art and put the two of them together. After leaving college, I landed a job in Davis, California, where I became a teacher of industrial arts or industrial education. When I started thinking about the three-dimensional work, I also began working a little bit with my own hands again, which felt very good, and got interested in doing wood sculpture. And also because of the metal background that I had, I decided that I would love to become a sculptor, and it was the first time that I had ever taken scrap pieces and started to weld and put pieces together in an art form instead of something mechanical. And I received an invitation from the son of a former governor while I was in Davis, indicating that would I be interested in doing a sculpture for First Lady Rosalind Carter. And so I did a bicycle, 1847 penny farthington bicycle. That is a symbol of Davis, which was then presented to First Lady Rosalind Carter. Today, Rosalind Carter's sculpture is in the Smithsonian, and I'm very proud of that. About 44 years ago, I came up to the Sea Ranch, and I fell in love with the place. I just felt that I needed to be here, I wanted to be here, and I've made this my home now, a home that I really enjoy. I have my own studio. I do my metal and wood sculpture here. It's been a wonderful existence. And so I've continued to sculpt, and I've changed what I've done. At first I started stacking firewood, and a neighbor came over and said, "Geez, Jerry, that's a nice looking pile of wood you got there." And I was trying to stack it in such a form that it would not tip over. I had a straight line, so I changed that and made it into an up and down, moving, waving sculpture. Recently, I met somebody who has turned out to be a great friend. His name is Harrison Goldberg. Harrison and I love to go up to Fort Bragg, and there's a little store there that had used CDs in it, and I picked up 3 or 4 or 5, and one of the CDs that I accidentally picked up turned out to be a life changer for me, in that when I put it on my Bose player, something started to work within me that I'd not ever felt before. And it was something that had to come out. So when Harrison was going through one of his gigs and I was in the audience listening very closely to it, it hit me. I decided that I would like to have Harrison allow me to dance, and on my 82nd birthday, at the right time, I said, "Harrison, is it okay if I dance?" And he said, "Sure, go ahead." And so at that point, I got up and I started dancing, and it came so easy for me. And as far as dancing is concerned, I have to come up with every move. I don't have to think about it. It just is within me and it comes out. All the movements that I make are not planned in advance. I feel the rhythm. I feel what's coming from Harrison's saxophone and the rest of the group that's playing. And it's the most wonderful feeling I've ever had in my entire life, to be in front of people who appreciate my dancing, my work, and to have an audience applaud is as high as I could ever want to go. About 3 years ago, I was diagnosed with bone cancer, and I made the decision that I would not let it get me down. Dancing really makes me happy, so I checked in with the doctors, and they approved of it and told me to keep it up. So that's what I've been doing. I would really like to have this piece go out into the public, perhaps Good Morning America, or any other source, so that people will better understand how wonderful life can be when you're behind it and pushing ahead. You're never too old to do what you love.